Richard Johnson, 6 months of hard work over the winter for the squad. It all comes down to this. Here we are at Merchant Taylors. First pre-season friendly against Kent starts tomorrow. What shape are the lads in?
Very good shape, actually. We're approaching this game as game one of the season, not necessarily a pre-season game. We want to hit this game as professionally and as hard as we possibly can. That's the message that we've given the lads so far. We're not in a position with our last couple of years to think this is a ease into the season. We've got to and then switch it on when the championship games come. So we're approaching this game as game one of our season. But yeah, so far everything I've asked of them in the marquee at Merchant Taylors has been first class. We've, as I said previously, we've tried to create a really competitive environment with the ball seaming around and being tough work, and they've taken it head on so far, and so far so good.
So this is the first of two matches, Jono, that we've got in pre-season over 2 days, and then obviously we've got the 3-day game. You've named your squad for the Kent game. Tim Murtagh named in that squad. Will he lead us out?
Yes, he will. Yeah, he'll captain that game. We've been very clear that the first 2 games everyone will get an opportunity. We'll assess how they play in the game, but also how they've played in the marquee, because the marquee's been probably tougher than a game, to be honest. Yeah. So we'll weigh up all of that when it comes to the Essex game, and we'll put out possibly nearest our first team squad for the first championship game in that game.
Normally we're out here in March and the wind is howling and the rain's coming down. We've been blessed with a bit of an Indian summer, an early one. Has that had an impact on the track out there? Has it dried out a little, or is it still pretty damp in there, and will conditions out there tomorrow reflect what the boys have been batting on?
Yeah, the groundsmen have been first class. You look at the pitch out in the middle, it's green, which is what we asked for. The marquee has stayed green the whole way through. We've used it less with sidearms and more just as a performance net with bowlers running in. Yep. So we've protected it. And as I say, the wicket out in the middle looks great so far. Looks really good.
Good. I won't let any cats out of the bag, but I know your squad for Surrey, you're mixing it up a bit for that game. Important, I suppose, over these 2 games that you give everyone a go, have a look at everybody, and then that, I guess, we'll figure out where you're at going into that Essex game next week.
Yeah, as I said earlier, everyone's getting an opportunity in the first 2 games, and then the Essex game will be as close to the first team squad as possible, to give them every opportunity for the first championship game. Game 4.
Game 4, absolutely. What have you been particularly focusing on in the last few weeks as you build up to this period?
Just simple things, trying to get our heads around Lords. Lords is our home, Lords is the best ground in the world. We've got to embrace that. There's a lot of talk about pitches. Classically it's the same for both sides, but it's an advantage to us because we know what to expect. But we've got to train better around that, and that's what we've done. We've trained really tough conditions. We're learning how to bat with the ball moving better, I think. Look, we've done all the prep. It's been brilliant. It's now about crossing the white line, handling the pressure, and doing it in a match situation. So that's the next stage. But all indications so far is, the boys are really good at the moment, embraced everything.
Good stuff. Quick word on Peter Hanscom. Obviously Peter will miss out these 3 matches at the start of the season, and he'll also miss out on game 4, as it's now known, against Derbyshire. Peter, of course, skippering his Sheffield Shield side to, I think, a second at the moment, but obviously they're qualified for the final. He's in a rich vein of form, and he's averaging over 60 over there. Must be looking forward to getting him back, and I'm assuming he'll pick up after Mertz has carried us through this early period.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get him over. He's going to have a nice little period when he gets over to practice on it in our conditions, obviously, with ramps, which would be amazing. Having an opportunity to work with one of the best batters of his generation, especially in these conditions, I think would be amazing for him, and hopefully then convert obviously that form that he's shown this winter to this summer. Been in contact with him, don't know him particularly well, but comes across a really, really good guy. Can't wait to catch up with him and work with him over the summer.
Yeah, I concur with that. He's a good lad. Jono, you're sounding a bit hoarse yourself. I know you've had COVID. You're now clear. I'm pleased to say we're not sitting here putting each other at risk. You're sounding a bit gruff. Just for everyone out there, how are you feeling? You're on the mend.
I'm okay. Had a COVID and a chest infection at the same time, so just still recovering from the chest infection. But yeah, all good. All good.
I think the Barry White looks good for you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Jono, all the very best of luck going into tomorrow.
Cheers.
Hope it goes well.
Thank you.
And obviously we'll catch up after that game ahead of Surrey. And
Game 2.
Go well, game 2. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.